welcome to today's Just Chopsing podcast. And with David and myself, we have Omar. I'm going to try and not butcher this, right? Feliciano.
Oh, nailed it.
How fucking good. Sorry. How good am I? And Omar is the singer and guitar player from The Phoenix Within. I did have them as the single of my week. The single of the week on the radio last week. And that was with their new song called Raw Energy. How are you doing, Omar?
Thank you so much. All is well. We're over here in New York. I'm calling you guys from Jamaica, Queens, New York today.
Oh, okay. You're out in the Queens.
Yeah.
What's the weather like over there now? Because we've had like loads and loads of snow, haven't we?
No. We've been very lucky. A couple of flurries here and there. Today it's 52.
That's Fahrenheit, eh? Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, yeah. I gotta remember where across the
Fahrenheit. 52 is about 20, is it? 20 degrees centigrade.
Is it as high as that?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like my summer.
Almost spring. Yeah, it's spring weather right now. You can step out there in your hoodie if you want.
Ever?
Hoodie and no pants. That's the weather for today.
What do you mean no pants?
You don't need pants. They go
teabagging, Dave. Teabagging.
Here. Just let them hang. It's called breezy weather for a reason, guys.
They go commando.
That's how you test it. Is it breezy enough? Let me check. Don't dangle there a little.
That brings a whole new meaning. Huh? The testes. I can see where this is going to go. Oh, right. So, Omar, tell us a bit about yourself, mate. I mean, you're in a band called The Phoenix Within. How long have you been doing that in this Phoenix Within band, actually?
The Phoenix Within, I established it in officially 2013, but It was in the works since 2012. So last year was our 10th year birthday, you know.
Congratulations.
I've been doing this. Thank you very much. It was one of those things, you know, typical musician, multiple bands, they never tend to work out. So when I created this project, it was just, it's my do or die, you know. So I told myself when I started this project, I would keep at it for as long as there's air in my lungs. Okay. So the Phoenix Within is based out of Queens, New York. We've released 3 full-length albums and 1 EP. We've published about 3 guitar songbooks, all based off our own original music. That's cool. We've published a coloring book just based off the album arts that we released over the years for the singles and the albums. So yeah, we've been around.
Cool. Well, now you're talking David's language with coloring books.
I had an Iron Maiden one for Christmas last year, so
nice.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's a great idea because you know the artwork is awesome, isn't it? Normally, you know, on LPs and stuff like that, and it's nice trying to replicate what's been done. Do you know what I mean? So it's really cool.
Yeah, you know, because everything is digital, you kind of lose that appreciation for that. You know, like I was actually just making a joke. It's kind of like when you watch like a Netflix show and then they have that skip intro button. And you just like, can you imagine you're the guy who's like, yo, I made the intro for like the new Game of Thrones season. And they're like, yeah, fuck your intro, skip.
Yeah.
So this kind of like adds that value back, you know, to those, you know, I haven't designed all of the album art for Phoenix Within singles, but I have done a few. But still, like in collaboration with artists, I always feel bad that it just comes out, it's released, it's out there, but then it doesn't, not much gets done. Like back in the day, you would keep the, you know, the inserts, and it was part of the collection, and it felt nice having that back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I discovered you from the Phoenix, not Phoenix Within, see, I'm fucking all over the shop, from Raw Energy, which I don't have much of today. And because your voice reminded me on that song of a little bit like Fergal Sharkey. Do you know who Fergal Sharkey is?
No. I'm writing it down, though.
Write it down. He was an Irish singer. Now he's a record producer. He was in a band called The Undertones.
Oh.
They were an old punk band in the 80s.
I'll check them out.
God, you never heard of The Undertones?
No, I'm always late on music. Like none of the other guys are here. Yeah, I swear to God. In 2012, It was the first time I ever heard Nirvana Nevermind. Like really listen to it. Like really.
No way.
I swear to fucking God. So I'm always late. But then when I dive in, I dive in. So
Okay.
if I say I'm gonna check it out, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, check them out because your voice. I thought, fine. Because first of all, I thought I can't be Fergal Sharkey because I obviously didn't see the video. I just heard the song. I said, I can't be Fergal Sharkey. He doesn't sing anymore. And then I checked it out and I was like, fucking hell, this guy sounds like Fergal Sharkey a bit.
So hard to beat. Every time she walks down the street, another girl in the neighborhood. Wish she was mine, she looks so good. I wanna hold her tight. Get teenage kicks right through the night. I'm gonna call her on the telephone, have her over 'cause I'm all alone. I need excitement, oh I need it bad, and it's the best I've ever had. I wanna hold her tight. Get teenage kicks right through the night.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Because it's obviously because he's Irish and you sing that song with like a slight Irish twang.
Yeah.
So
that punk vibe, I guess. Yeah, like I definitely was going for that punk vibe, and you know, a lot of the punk rock anthems have that kind of I'm only 1% Irish, you know, according to my gene blast.
Okay.
But
your vocal cords, obviously.
Like, yeah, you know, like when you listen to like Anti-Flag, you know, Rise Against, you know, like those No Effects, they do have kind of like that chanty, I'm in a bar, I'm about to punch somebody in the face vibe. And I was definitely
that's like the new generation of punk, really. I'm going back to like original punk music to the late 70s.
No, I'm a bitch.
You know,
I told you I'm a bitch. I'm like so behind.
Well, you're like that far back. Oh, was he? I thought he was kind of like more 80s, wasn't he?
No, they started like in the late 70s. The Undertones.
They?
Yeah, they had Teenage Kicks on it. Was their first breakthrough single, really. So. And then he did that like his solo stuff, which was a bit gay.
That's probably the stuff that I recognise more so than the Undertones, to be honest.
Yeah, he did like A Good Heart, didn't he? And
that's it. Yeah, that was the first thing that sprung to mind when you said Fergal Sharkey. That was the first thing that come to mind.
Yeah, he was in this like hardcore Irish punk band, and then he went and did all these like gay songs on his own.
Well, it's pop, isn't it? He probably made a lot more money doing that than he did with the punk stuff, I expect.
Probably did.
Because it was the 80s vibe, wasn't it? As it was then.
Yeah, it wasn't late. Must have been late 80s, was it? Fergal Sharkey's A Good Heart.
I always thought he was like a pop artist. I didn't realise he was in the Undertones. I never connected the dots.
Okay. Yeah, well, you learned something new.
Yeah. Every day's a school day with Terry. It's great.
What you learned today? Undertones have a song called Teenage Kicks. Got it.
If you've never heard of it, you'll love it. Honestly. You will love it.
Already download it.
There we go.
You will love it.
I'll give it a listen as soon as we get off.
If you listen to Raw Energy and Teenage Kicks will be right up your street, to be honest.
I'm looking forward to it.
So what have you got in the works, mate?
So we just released Raw Energy. The next set of songs that we have coming out are a little heavier. They're a little bit, I would say they're more of a post-hardcore vibe. So it's definitely much more angsty, even more angry than Raw Energy.
Okay.
And so that's something that we're looking forward to. We do have a few performances also coming up. We're doing one tomorrow in Staten Island for a show called Raw Urban Sessions. So it's a live performance and then an interview to follow immediately after.
Okay.
And then we have 2 shows lined up after that. So on Friday, we'll be at Black Barrel Records in Shelton, Connecticut. And then on Saturday, we'll be at Black Oak Tavern in Oneonta, New York. That's upstate, about 4 hours from where we are.
Those shows will be long gone by the time this comes out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, so if it's in February, we'll be in Montclair, New Jersey, and then we'll be in Newark, New Jersey. If it's in March, we'll be in the studio for a whole week, banging out 3 heavier tracks that we're really looking forward to releasing.
Okay.
Okay. So you looking to pull together an album for this year or next year?
You know, I would. I'm always a keep working kind of guy. So like I said, the band's released 3 full-length albums, 1 EP, and then the 1 year that we didn't put out any music, which was last year, 2022, I released a solo album under myself.
Okay.
So this year it's more of a. I think we're just gonna do singles.
Yeah.
I feel like we're only gonna. I see us releasing another 2 more singles, and following that up with whatever live performances and festivals are coming up. And then we'll probably, I would say next year would be a good time to drop that, 3 singles and a full length album.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not in a rush to push this one out, just especially because, like anybody who listens to the Phoenix Within, they'll tell you, it's a little bit of pop punk, emo punk. But this, we're turning, right? We hit a little turn here, and it's just getting heavier, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we're exploring where this takes us. And while some of the songs are like heavy with the mesh of what we were, not all of them are. So it's like we're just taking our time with these. So I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to evolve, isn't it? I mean,
yeah. I think that's the artist, right? You have to.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to your stuff on the internet actually, and on Spotify, and I didn't think that much of it sounded the same as the next track. Do you know what I mean? It all sounded a little bit different.
So that honestly is my goal.
Yeah. There wasn't like a typical because obviously the first song I heard was Raw Energy, and then I listened to another song. I was like, is that the same band? And then I wasn't even sure if it was the same singer, and I was like on another track, and I was like, flipping out, this band's pretty varied, to be honest.
I absolutely love that. Actually, we have so the Phoenix Within has 3 softer songs. And those 3 songs, we've been very lucky enough to partner with a company out here called Audio Spectro, and they play these songs within retail stores.
Okay.
And they're 3 of our softer songs. So a lot of the time we'll get people who will Shazam the song while they're in the store and then go follow us, and then they'll get hit with a song like Raw Energy, and they're like, what the fuck is this? And I fucking love it. Because for me, rock and roll it's multifaceted. It's like it's got so many genres and subgenres. It's like, why would I just stick to one template or one thing? And also it just matters what the mood is, what the topic is, like there's so many things we write, we talk about. Each song is different. Over the years, I've shied away from love songs, and I write more things that are, it'll be anything. Like I don't shy away from anything. But definitely I've noticed a decline in like the love songs and an increase in like go fuck yourself if you don't like me material.
Okay.
So
not recently single, are you?
No, I've got somebody there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you've got 15 girlfriends, then.
No, I wish I was a hoe. I wish.
You usually, especially with female artists, they seem to go down that route where they go through a bad breakup and then it's all angst and hate and, But no, if you're not recently single.
No. I'll write about anything, though. Like I have one song called Half, and it's a song about a divorce. I've never fucking been married, dude. But I was really close with a couple, and I watched them just deteriorate and separate.
Okay. And
it just kind of fueled this song, and that was my divorce gift for them. A song called Half. So I don't know where it'll come from. One of them did, yes.
The one who was doing the breakup. The other was like,
the one who got everything was very, very excited about this one.
So, have you got any plans on coming to Europe, or?
I would love to. We did have there was a time, our second album, the Phoenix Within's second album, I was going through a lineup change. So I released a fully acoustic album. And during that time, I toured like 15 different states with just the acoustic on my back and just hit the road. And that took me to 2 shows in Amsterdam.
Okay.
I did have a lot of fun out there. But I would love to hit the UK. Honestly, if you have anybody you can connect me with, let me know. Or any bands out there who are interested in doing a couple of shows, man, throw them my way.
Okay.
We don't shy away from anything. We just get in there as long as everything is planned out, right? Like, what are you gonna lose? Everything's a fucking story.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well,
but the UK for sure would be dope.
Okay.
Yeah, that's up to you, Dave, because David's in the UK and I'm actually in the Netherlands. So.
What? Yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
He's like, he's on the plane already, back to Amsterdam.
I'm ready. Let's fucking do it.
So, see, it's amazing the people you can meet.
Just never know,
You never know, and that's just the industry too, right? It's the music industry, right? Like those who are still doing it, those who are still going, and the independent artists, they do tend the ones that are working, right? Not the ones that are complaining and bitching that everything's against them and don't do anything. But the ones who actually do put the work and pay their dues and whatnot, we're not afraid, and we team up. Team up together.
Okay. yeah. I mean, it's always possible if you could do like a swap tour. You know what I mean? You come over and tour with a band over this side of the world, and then they come over and you help them out with a tour on your side.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's the scene I grew up with. It's like that.
Yeah,
word of mouth, show swaps. Showing that support for each other. It's like nowadays everything is so digital, and it's like you lose that connection. But I'm still old school that way.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously noticed with my stuff at the moment. So I've gone back to trying to pay things forward, really, and that's my motto of 2023. It's like, come on, guys, let's all help each other out, really, rather than it being a bit one-sided.
No, it's an industry, but it's also a community.
And I think that's missing a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, how did you guys meet? So, UK, Netherlands.
I met Terry pretty much at birth. So we're related, we're cousins. So so Terry did live in the UK as well, but he moved to Amsterdam about 20 years ago.
Nowhere near Amsterdam, but
sorry, Holland.
Yeah, no, we're cousins, and like I said, we pretty much grew up together, and we're both from South Wales.
Okay.
I don't know if you know where Wales is, but most
people
don't.
No.
It's the country next door to England. So,
gotcha.
So I used to do martial arts, right? And the main place, I can't remember where it was, but somewhere in the States, and they always used to put Wales, England, because they assumed Wales was part of England, but it definitely isn't. I used to keep saying USA, Canada, and that kind of got the message through eventually.
That'll get them.
Yeah, that's like me over here. I always say Holland, Germany.
Holland, Germany.
Because I tell you, geography teachers over here haven't got a clue. The idiots. I had a massive conversation with one in a pub once, and I was like, "What are you taught?" I said, "You teach kids geography?" And she's like, "Yeah." And you don't know where Wales is? No. Fucking idiot. What an idiot.
we got missed off a map, actually. They've released a map. It might have been the EU map or something, or it was something to do with Europe. And Scotland was on there and England, but Wales was completely disregarded.
Oh,
it was
that's
water.
messed up.
Yeah, it was water there. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing it. I was like,
what about Ireland, though?
Ireland was there as well. Ireland was there.
Oh, Ireland was on there, okay.
Yeah, they just missed Wales off. That's probably why every single Welshman voted to leave the EU.
So funny.
That's a bit mad, isn't it? I mean, it's between England and Ireland.
Yeah,
so...
there's a big gap in it. The Irish Sea was about 10 times wider than it's supposed to be.
They're like, yeah, we got some whales. They're in the ocean.
Yeah. So you had the Severn Bridge going to nowhere.
Yeah, it's mad. But you should know Wales because we played the USA in the World Cup. in
Oh
soccer.
shit! I'm about to piss a lot of people off right now. I don't watch soccer.
Yeah. It is more of
He's
a.
like,
It's definitely
disconnect.
more
I'm
of
sorry,
a.
we can't hear you. Disconnecting.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's
I'm
definitely
not-
more of a European thing, isn't it? 'Cause-
But maybe I'll see. Like, I'm actually so from April 1st to April 14th, I'll be in Ireland. So maybe like I'll try to look out the like window on the plane and just like see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
So
that's
where are you
Wales.
going to Ireland for?
Just vacationing.
Oh, cool.
I've been to the UK only like twice, like flying by, but I did like step out of the airport. Like I had a big gap, so I did like walk through London and checked out some castles and stuff. Like food was great, and I thought the music was great too. I hit up like a little live place down there, but I've never had the opportunity to really like dive in.
Okay, that's cool.
And
So which part of Ireland do you go to? Is it Northern Ireland or Island?
We're starting at Northern Ireland and then coming.
Working your way down. Oh, cool, man.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
Down to Dublin.
Excellent. Yeah, nice.
Yes.
So what are you doing? Flying into Belfast or?
I believe actually we're flying in the other way. We're flying. Sorry, I think we're flying into Dublin.
Oh, you're flying into Dublin.
And then
So
working
you're-
your way
We're
up.
flying
Then
into
working
Dublin.
your way
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I look forward to it. I'll let you know when I'm there.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
have
it's
to let
nice.
me know what it is. Yeah, because I've been to Dublin and I've been to Belfast, but I haven't done anything in between. So
Oh, yeah.
both lovely cities, really nice
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
Oh, you
That's
have a great
cool.
time.
I look forward to it.
You'll be able to have a proper Guinness.
Yeah. I heard
where
this
it's made.
Yeah, no, we don't have that here. No, we do have like this really cool place in Astoria, Queens, New York that takes Guinness and makes ice cream
Oh,
out of
okay.
it, and it's fucking banging. It's like sweet, salty, if you're into that shit, but it's fucking fire.
Awesome.
My girlfriend takes the Guinness and makes a stew out of it.
Yeah, a lot
Really?
of people
Yeah.
cook meat with it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's probably one of the best beers for making stew.
Okay.
It's really nice. Gives it that nice beery flavor. Doesn't taste like Guinness, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So actually, we've covered your music. We've covered your upcoming gigs. Go on, Dave. Hit me with some questions.
So
Cricket.
we've never well, I've never been to any music festivals or gigs or anything in the States. So when I've gone there, I've sort of like done the holiday thing in Florida and what have you. What's
Nice.
what's some of the really cool venues, and you got any good stories about any of the venues that you've done over there?
So we did have the opportunity coming out of our COVID quarantine that first year. We did have a chance of performing at two festivals. One was the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, which takes place in Virginia, and like headliners for that were bands like Slipknot, Papa Roach, Breaking Benjamin, and the other one that we did was Incarceration in Ohio, and that one also fire. It was like bands like Motionless in White, so many bands, Atreyu. It was really exciting seeing like like heroes, like the rock stars, like Seven Dust played, dude, and I finally fucking understood the term "sea of people." It was just like just fucking hands, just like and it was just cool because everybody was so nice, everybody was so cool. When we were at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, so we didn't have a van at the time, so we rented a big giant. I wanted to rent something modest, and what we ended up renting was this fucking giant Mercedes-Benz Sprinter with like a fucking PlayStation 4 inside, and and you could stand up. I'm a very short guy. Like the bassist in the band, the tallest guy, he just stands up, and I'm like, man, this fucking thing is tall, And so we get to Blue Ridge Rock Festival, and it's just like in the middle of fucking nowhere field. But there's this line of cars just heading in. Some of them are bands, some of them are just fans that are coming in early, and then to the sides there's campgrounds. Anyway, they all of a sudden, like, this person comes like on their little golf cart fucking car, pulls up and just gives us a sign. He's like, you follow us, so we get off the line, follow this person all the way in, takes us past the line, past all these people, past the crowd, pulls up right to the stage where we're supposed to perform at. And then she's like, "Are you guys motionless in white?" And we're like, "No." And she's like, "Oh fuck, I fucked up." She's like, "Please don't tell my manager." And then she just gets back on the golf cart and just fucking leaves. But it turned out that was the stage we were going to play at. We just weren't motionless in white. So she passed us all over, and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, maybe we should rent Mercedes-Benz Sprinters all the time.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting. And then when we played Incarceration, it was the opposite. We played like the stage for the independent artists, which was like this, and it was like off to the sides. At that venue, at that field, there was only like 3 stages. Big artists, really big artists, and you walk down like a mile by the restrooms. There's like Scrubs, which was us. Like so, but so it was like nice. Like one day we got like the prime treatment. The next day it was like, "Get over there, you peasant! What are you doing here?" but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
We definitely look forward to more of those.
Yeah,
but it's pretty handy having a toilet by the stage. I mean, everybody needs to go to the toilet.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Isn't it?
No.
So you're bound to get noticed by a few people.
And there's less chance of bottles of piss being thrown at you if there's toilets close by as well when you're on the stage.
Not like this. Not like this.
Yeah. Fucking dodging the fucking clumps.
Yeah.
But it was a ton of fun. And then we this year we got to play a little smaller stuff. Like we did the Electric City Music Conference, which is based out of still on the eastern coast of the U.S. and it's in Pennsylvania. So we did get to do that. That was a ton of fun. Much more local, just all based to one town, but it's a lot of people that come into that town. It's a conference. It's all about networking. We met a ton of companies, a ton of different pot station artists, that were just coming out and just it was like nice to see the hustle, like you're seeing the people who are working in the industry who are trying to like make their podcast show better, to make their band better, to get better management or better press, and it was just a bunch of networking. So we did get to perform for that, and it was pretty fire. Cool. And that set us up for a festival we're doing this year in April called the Launch Music Festival and Conference, also based out of Pennsylvania, but this one's in Lancaster, so a little it's north of where we were. But yeah,
was it a bit like sort of like a mini South by Southwest type vibe then?
Yes, because South by Southwest, which we were supposed to play, but got closed down because of COVID. So it's like we were literally the next month. We actually, in preparation of it, did a few shows out there in Austin. Yeah, awesome city. Cool food, nice people, great music scene. So we went out there a few times and did some shows, and it was a lot of fun. One of them was a sold out acoustic show, which was like a lot of fun, inside of a brewery, and it was just tight. Like it was so much fun. And then in anticipation that later we were going to come back to do South by Southwest, and then weeks before, tickets already bought, booked B&B and everything, and it was just like. I just saw like Florida. When I saw Florida cancel all their shit, I was like, "Fuck!" Yeah. It was like 5 minutes later. Yeah, 5 minutes later. Oh, canceled. I was like, "Oh shit!" So we will hit that back up again. But it's just like South by Southwest, because South by Southwest has like a main central station where everybody gets their tags, and signs up for the conferences and the meetings and stuff that they're going to go to, and then all the actual shows are done individual venues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the ECMC was exactly the same thing, and I was told Launch is exactly the same scenario as well.
All right, okay, that's cool. Yeah, you might meet some interesting people then.
Oh yeah, no, we don't shy away. We'll do it.
Yeah. Well, what's the music scene like in New York at the moment then?
I mean, dude, we have all kinds of artists and musicians here. I would imagine it's the same as anywhere else. You always have the group of people who are working and the ones who aren't working, but there's always something going on. And this city is busy as hell. There's always something going on. There's always some venue. And then you have the bigger venues, right? Like MSG, Gramercy Theater, all this stuff. And then there's the mid-range ones and then the scatterbouts.
Yeah, then the bars and...
Yeah, in the bars and the pubs
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But there's always something happening in the city. It's honestly just one of those places. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
there's
imagine,
probably
yeah.
something happening right now, and we're missing it, guys.
Oh, let's go.
So what would you say is the ultimate venue you'd love to play in?
Ooh. For me, honestly, it's not that big. I would like. I actually have two. There's two, guys. I'm gonna give you
Okay.
two. The first one is actually Gramercy Theater. I have an attachment to that place only because I've seen so many bands there, even since before I knew how to play guitar. Um, so for me, it holds a little special place there. Like I would love to grace that stage, just step foot on it, and be like, hey, I did it.
Mm.
And then the other one would be something like MSG. And I don't even mean like Madison Square Garden, like the big theater. They actually have a smaller theater.
Yeah.
I'd be happy
Oh,
with a small
okay.
theater. So like I'd be okay there.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
let
yeah.
me in. Just let me in.
Well, that's it. You know, it's the status of playing there, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's in the big room or the little room. You
Yeah,
played
yeah.
there.
But when you
Those are
say the little
the-
room, how many people is that all? There's still probably several thousands, is there?
Oh yeah, I know for sure. Definitely. Like I remember seeing it was like Coheed and Cambria playing in the small stage theater, and then Fall Out Boy was playing like in the big one. Like and
Okay.
still there was definitely like I don't know the exact number for the seating, but there was plenty of people in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool, isn't it? Very, very good. Very good. So you said obviously you said you're a guitarist. What's your go-to guitar at the moment? You a Gibson man or a Fender man?
I am a Gibson guy, but I do have a Taylor acoustic, and I've actually gone through like so many Taylors. Like I have the Baby Parlor, the Grand
Nice, isn't it?
Auditorium,
Yeah.
and a few series in between for acoustic, and then for electric, I do have a Gibson Les Paul. Um, I've only ever owned like one like Ibanez and one Epiphone in the past, and I never went back to it.
Mhm.
But the guys in the band, they do use Ibanez and Schecter as well.
Okay.
But for me it's Gibson Les Paul. It's just I feel comfortable with it, even though it's heavy and it hurts your back, um, and your spine starts getting deformed a little. But it's nice. It's just a nice guitar, and you can
Yeah.
get a lot of different tones out of it. It's just fucking beautiful too. I just love everything about the guitar, the way it feels, the way it handles itself. It's elegant, fucking sexy. Endorse me, Gibson.
Well, Dave,
Yeah.
David might endorse you, mightn't you, Dave?
Yeah.
David's
Well,
getting rid of his.
What's funny, right, is I bought Terry was playing guitar, learning guitar, and I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna have a crack at that. So I can't remember which birthday it was for, but I said to the missus, I want to learn guitar. So she bought me a Yamaha Pacifica guitar.
You divorced her immediately.
No, well,
No.
I went, and then within about 2 weeks, I bought a Gibson Les Paul. Then I bought a Fender Strat, and I got
Oh, wow.
I got a Fender Sonoran Mini parlor guitar, but it's electroacoustic. And I said to the missus the other day, I said, I haven't been playing them because I'm useless and like really, I haven't got the patience to get into it. I said, I'll keep the little Fender because that's quite nice to tinkle with. I'll sell the Gibson Les Paul and I'll sell the other little Fender. So she was like, why are you selling them for? Just keep them. I said, well, they're in the way. And she said, just keep them. So I went on the internet and I thought I'll price up to see how much I'm going to get for them because the Les Paul I got is a studio.
Nice. Yeah.
But I've always wanted a custom and I've always wanted a tobacco burst.
Oh.
So I was there now and she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm just looking at prices. And then she said, what are you doing now? I said, I've seen 3 guitars I want to buy.
You did
She's like,
not
what do you mean you're going to sell them? I told you not to look at selling them.
Well, the thing is, Dave, you say you've got this, you say they're getting in the way, but you've got a big blank wall behind you. You could hang them on a wall.
I know. Well, that's what I was thinking. See, if I bought because I've seen a beautiful Gibson Custom, and it's a 1998, and it's a tobacco burst, and it is absolutely stonking. But it would mean once I get the boiler fixed on the weekend, Sarah definitely wouldn't be having a new car because I'd be having this Gibson instead.
Here, just drive this. Oh, you
Yeah.
can't walk.
I was going to buy you a bicycle, but I couldn't afford it.
Well, definitely, I would get rid of the studio if you're going to get that sunburst, right? Like you wouldn't need. They're the same
Yeah.
They're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same. But except
Yeah.
one costs $2,700 American,
Yeah. That's it.
and the other one, the Les Paul Studio, was what, like 1,500, 1,600 American.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's about
that's
right.
a
Yeah.
big price jump. Yeah, so it's a big price
Yeah.
jump.
Because I've seen some so like the middle ones, and you got the standards, haven't you? And they
Yes.
look like a beautiful looking guitar as well. I've seen
Yeah.
that's like a 2002, because I think they're a bit heavier back then, because they've my
Yeah, it was
one's
like the
been weight
pure
relief.
mahogany.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
It
see. I'm
doesn't have
sounding
that
like I'm
tuning
a
thing, right?
pardon?
It doesn't have that automatic tuning.
No.
Okay, good. Thank God. Okay, good.
No. I hasn't got one of them.
That was the only mistake Gibson made.
Yeah, it was only I don't know how long they did it for. I've seen a couple on the internet that I've been looking at, and a couple of them have got the tuners built in. I think they're called might be called
Yeah,
E-tune.
it's called trash. Trash.
Oh.
It's called trash.
There you go, Dave. You're getting some tips now. Don't buy one.
That's it. I know.
Don't do it, man.
But I'm sounding like I can play guitar now. That's a good thing, isn't it? So this is how mad I am. See, I had 2 lessons, and I'm a bit like you. I'm all into it then. So of course, and my dad plays guitar, and he's just like goading me on as well. Do you know what I mean? So he turns up to the house. What I got now, Dan? He's like, oh, it's awesome, man. What you need now, son, is a Telecaster. And I'm like, oh, I'll have a look. He's just like, yeah. And then the other day he said, oh, when you have a crack at a bass guitar, you only got 4 strings. It might be a bit easier than an electric guitar.
Oh, no. Don't let my bassist hear you say that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking, I think I'm just going to have a go at the bass because it's got to be easier than the guitar.
No, it's very rhythmic, and there's a finger thing, and like.
Well, I'm all right. I'm pretty good at fingering things.
Bands in 74 states. But I am a big fan of the Telecaster. I Telecaster.
I got
the studio
a Telecaster.
that we use. Yeah, dude. I am. They're light. They're versatile. Yeah. The amp that you run it through matters. The studio that we record at, Audio Pilot Studio in New Jersey, he has a very nice Telecaster, and it just has one modification on it where it's like it's still got the original coil pickup, but then it's got like oh my God, a humbucker.
The humbucker, I was going to say.
Oh man, dude. Oh wow, like it's a very nice guitar. Sounds really. I've used it like so many times in so many recordings. But I'm a big fan of those, it's a very small modification because you still get the single coil, and depending on your amp settings, you'll get everything else you want, But then if you want to just go a little heavier, it just I'm ready to fuck it up. Like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's amazing what sort of how different you can make them sound, really, isn't it? By just a small mod.
Mm.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I love it. I love my. I don't pick it up much, to be honest.
You pick it up more often than I do, though, don't I?
I don't at the moment. I don't pick it up hardly at all. But I've got one of these like little mini amp things, and you plug it into your guitar.
A box thing, is it?
Yeah. I think mine's a Marshall one or something, and then you just plug your headphones into it. It's really good, actually.
Yeah,
you get some really great sounds out of it. It's like, that sounds cool.
Just to sit down and fiddle and noodle, like you don't bug anybody. We have this one company that we're endorsed by called Osiamo Music Gear. They also are the owners of Pick Boy Guitar Picks. But they provide us with these awesome fucking amps called Joyo. They're the size of a lunchbox.
Okay.
Fucking fire. Like the one I have is like, it's called the Zombie 2. And within the word zombie, the letters M and B, like boy, are, color coded. They're because it's like supposed to emulate a Mesa Boogie.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking raunchy. It's fucking nasty. It's the size of a fucking lunchbox, but it's so good. And you can put headphones on it. It's got Bluetooth, or you can run it, a cabinet like with 4 speakers. Whatever you want. Like it's every time I love connecting this thing because I always see people's eyes just like, what is this? Like, why is there still more distortion?
Yeah. What's that called?
It's called the Joyo, Joyo. The one I have is Zombie 2.
Joe
The
Yo.
Zombie 2.
I never
Yeah,
heard
and
of that.
it's got a clean channel, it's got a dirty channel as well. The Zombie 2. But it's like the
Yeah.
way, technology has like we didn't have that. You either have
Yeah.
to play the big loud thing and piss off everybody. Like
Yeah,
my mom
yeah,
used to
yeah.
make me go on the roof. My mom was like, "Go outside with that shit."
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I had like this fucking Marshall stack in my bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have mine. Right? It's
Oh,
not
do
even
you?
with me. I have a friend, a very good friend of mine, who's like married, has kids, has like a big house. I just leave that shit in his house. I have the half stack. That shit is fucking heavy as fuck. It's
Yeah,
not
it is.
going
Yeah,
anywhere.
especially the old amps. Yeah. I mean, David's got this new thing, haven't you, Dave? What's that little amp you
Spark.
got? The Spark amp.
Spark.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the Spark. I have one of
Yeah.
those. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty
actually,
cool.
yeah, yeah, and it's very clean tone. Though. It's like, but it amplifies well. Yeah. And you can put a microphone to it too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
cool.
good. You can do loads of stuff with it. I haven't read into it enough yet because
Yeah.
I've said I got all the gear but no idea. That's kind of like that's just my policy for everything in life, to be honest.
It's still in the box, actually.
Oh, it's out of the box. It's out of the box. Well, how old were you when you started playing guitar then? Because you said you'd gone to that venue and you'd seen bands there before you started learning guitar.
Yeah, I didn't start until I was like 18 years old. I started really late in the game, really late. So like, you remember how I was saying like I never really listened to Nirvana until like like 2012. But like I grew up in a home. It was like a very religious home. So like my mom wouldn't let us listen to any kind of music that was secular.
Okay.
So we just never like at nighttime I would put on my Walkman and listen to whatever was on the radio. So like whatever was popular within the radio. Depending on the station I would listen to, like, I'd never heard Nirvana, Nevermind, or anything like that, like on the whatever I was listening to at the time. So yeah, I didn't start until I was like like my senior year in high school. I had a lot of friends that played guitar, and so one of them in particular, his name is Gary Soman. He would like teach me anything I wanted to learn, like, and he hated it because I'd be like, I really want to learn fucking Higher from Creed because I heard it on the radio. And he was like, oh, wow, why? And then he'd learn it and then he'd teach it to me and he's like, oh, just take it and just go. It was great. And then there were other stuff like Blink-182, like the pop punk stuff, MXPX, stuff like that. He would learn Alkaline Trio. I was a big Alkaline Trio fan. Midtown, it's also punk rock, but the newer stuff. And so he would learn all these songs and then teach them to me. And then I had other friends along the way too that they kind of were like big gearheads. Like they would buy all the stuff and then tell me about all it does, but they couldn't even play a G chord. Like,
that's like David. That's me.
Yeah, a lot of Daves out here. So it was great because when I did start getting serious about the music, and I hadn't yet bought my own shit, I would just go to Dave's house and pick up whatever. Yeah. And Dave would be like, yeah, take care of it, man. And I'd be like, sure, man. And I would go up there and fucking swing that shit like it was my fucking guitar. And then be like, oh, thanks, Dave. I don't know, this guitar's for me. Well, what's the rest of it? It's at the venue somewhere, man. I'll be back.
But did you actually learn to play electric guitar before you played acoustic guitar then?
Acoustic.
Oh, you learned on acoustic?
Yeah. So actually, I have a sister, a much younger sister. She's very gifted. Like, she picks up music and melodies really quick. She actually, when she was like 5 years old or 6 years old, one of these days, we were in a church actually. And she just went behind the drum set, sat down, and started busting out beats, bro, like a fucking beatbox. And it's from that she went to, oh, I want to learn the piano. Oh, I want to learn the trumpet. Oh, I want to learn the guitar. My uncle bought her a guitar, acoustic. And then she did it for a little while, got tired of it, got bored, and left it there. And when my friends in high school later on were like, well, you have a guitar? I was like, processing. Yes. So I brought that acoustic. I would bring that, and then he restrung it for me and everything, and then that was what I started with. And then the first electric I ever had was an Ibanez, and then from there I went straight to like Gibson. I was like, yeah, no, this is what I wanted. All my friends had really good quality stuff in it. I got to try it, right? Like there was a lot of Davids that were like, "This is a real guitar," and I would try it. I'm like, "Oh wow, this is nice." Like this doesn't handle like what I have at home, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's my story.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah.
Well, did your sister carry on with a musical career or not?
She's more of a percussionist.
Okay.
She does like a lot of bongos and stuff like that. Actually, one of the newer songs that we have coming out, it's got like a really eerie intro, and it starts off with like a little rhythmic thing, and it's actually she wrote it out.
All right, cool.
So it starts with like bongos before the actual drums kick in, and then the whole band. It's fucking nasty. I can't wait to send you guys that one.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. All right. Well, I think we've covered most things, Dave.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I look forward to when you come over to the UK. It'd be great.
Fuck yeah. No, we're doing this. Look at me.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Well,
yeah. We'll have to sort something out, I think.
Yeah.
But we keep saying it, but we never do it. But
oh, we'll do it. I'm a doer. Anybody here will tell you that motherfucker right there. That's a doer.
Yeah, I used to be the same. But now I'm older, I'm fucking tired.
I hear you. Take some vitamins.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I need to do something. But I was thinking earlier on, I was like, oh, I need something that's going to pick me up for half an hour, and then I can come down again and then go to sleep.
Viagra.
No, that lasts too long, mate. I was thinking cocaine, but then I was like, no, I don't want to get into that sort of stuff.
It's a hell of a drug.
And I was thinking coffee. I was like, should I? Because I don't drink coffee. And I was thinking, maybe I'll have a coffee. I was like, nah, then I probably won't be able to sleep. No.
Do you drink coffee, Dave?
Tea I drink.
I drink tea as well. Yeah. Everyone drinks tea in Europe.
Is there as much caffeine in tea as in coffee, though? Pretty much.
No.
You sure? I think so.
I don't think it's much. I don't think it's much less. To be honest.
There's only about a third in tea than there is in coffee.
I just drink 3 times as much, I know.
Yeah, then I'll be fucking pissing all night.
It's a diuretic, yeah. Work them lungs and urethra.
All right, mate. Well, Omar, it was great to meet you, man.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
It was a real pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys. Honestly, I can't thank you enough.
And tell us your socials.
Yeah, so you guys can find us, or any of your listeners can find The Phoenix Within. Just type that in. Honestly, we'll populate your whole screen. We have a ton of videos. It's the same handle for YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. We're on everything. Find us. We love to give away free shit. So if any of your listeners are out there, please email us at phoenixwithinrock@gmail.com. We'll send you some shit. Doesn't matter where you are. Honestly, we send shit over to like Germany, Jamaica, the Philippines. Doesn't matter.
Have you got any t-shirts?
Oh yeah, bro. Come on, bro. That's like essentials.
Right. Well, what I'll do then, right, is Dave will have to put a competition up.
Okay.
And then we'll stick it out on all our socials as well. And then, don't know, let's have a think. Ask a question. Omar, come up with a question.
All right. They're going to have to quote. Oh, shit. I got to think this over. Oh, damn. I'm not good at questions.
That's our job.
Yeah, I'll let you guys come up with a question, I guess. I will provide the gift.
And I'm going to win it.
Yeah, only one listener / podcaster got the answer right. Here's the address.
Funny enough, they're in Amsterdam. I keep saying Amsterdam. Bloody Amsterdam.
It's in that place, not Wales.
That's it, yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll have to think of a question. All right, so what we'll do, we'll put up a competition, and somehow we'll need to relate it to this video. Oh, I know what we can do.
It's got to be something related within the video to make sure they watch the video.
And well, you asked the question earlier, Dave.
Oh, that's a good question. I know it.
How do you know it?
I know what you're going to ask. Are you going to ask what year did that Under Tone songs come out? Teenage
No.
Kicks?
No, I'm not.
Damn.
I'm going to ask what's your favorite venue that you want to play in?
There we go.
Because you did tell us. And then whoever gets it right, you can send them whatever you want to send them.
Done.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's cool. I'm in.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's something different, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool.
I love it.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, mate. And then we'll be in touch with a winner. And I'll get them to email you and
Take it from here.
take it from there. And we'll put it
Sounds
out.
like fun.
Yeah, we'll put it on the radio as well. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we'll
Guys,
see.
again,
We'll see if there's some bands over here that fancy doing the Busman's Holiday, and we'll see what we can
Absolutely.
sort. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
fuck yeah, I'm down. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
I know.
Let me know.
Let's just get them involved. He's like, I'm going back to Holland.
Oh yeah, baby. Those people were really nice. And everybody had bikes.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they do. I should say not.
Yeah,
they did. They've all been stolen.
No, there's a man. There's a whole bunch in that parking lot.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that parking. It was like 3-tier parking lot with just bicycles. I'm like, madness.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Right.
Thanks for joining us.
Awesome.
Thanks again,
And we look
guys.
forward to your next single. And
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
keep us informed.
Yeah,
I
good
will.
stuff.
Thank you so much, guys.
All
Have a
right,
good
Be
thank
one.
you,
safe.
mate.
Be safe.
And
Cheers.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
You think you're so high and mighty, but you're not. You can forfeit if you want, but I will not. Don't preach to me about what I need to do with my life. You're 9 to 5, suit and tie, but not for me. So fuck that! Fuck that! I am raw, I am untapped energy. I am me, I am me, I am who you wish you were. Hey, hey! If I fall in line, stick to your plan. Will it make you proud? Will you lighten up? Something's gotta give, something's gotta change. Cause right now I'm just a puppet on a string. I seek to cut loose, I need to disconnect. Run from your headlines and your agendas. Fuck your agenda!